Okay, boys and girls, welcome to another video. In this video, I'm going to be doing some questions and answers and updates with everything that's going on with the botempire.com. If you haven't already done so, then make sure that you like this video. Please subscribe and hit that mother trucking bell icon so you get notified of when I release new videos. Now, with that being said, also, if you haven't already done so, please click the link in the description to get notifications of when the new course gets released, which I'm going to talk about in a second. And also, of course, join the Discord channel so you can jump on the table, drink beer, and take your top off with the rest of us. All right, then, with that being said, so the first part of the video, I'm just going to give you some updates, guys, and then I'm going to answer some questions that have been asked in the Discord channel. So with regarding to the latest course, for the BAS course that's going to be released this Friday, the videos have actually been shot, everything is done, but each video, as like with the last course, needs its own page, and then the embed for the video put on, and a subscription description, sorry, and then also a link to any of the scripts that go with it, for the resource page. So that's quite a job. That's not a job that I'm doing myself. I've actually got a VA on that. The work's already started for that, and the ETA for that is this Friday coming, which will be, I think, the second, first or second. Okay. If you are a member of this YouTube channel, if you're subscribed, and you've hit the bell icon, or you're a member of the Discord or on the email list, then you are going to get notified of the new course. So make sure you are hooked up on one, if not all three of them ways to get notified. With regards to the Autoit course, that is going to be following next within the next few days after that, probably the next weekend after that. And for everyone waiting for the new Reddit bot, as discussed, if you're part of the Discord group, it is now in the cloud. It's floating in the cloud. Okay, it's just being tested at this stage. And again, please make sure that you're subscribed or you're part of the Discord channel to get notified. But we are hoping for that to be done not this weekend, the weekend after. It's working fine so far. It needs more tests to make sure that everything functions exactly how it should. It is not made by BAS at the moment. It does have some elements with the API that does some actions with BAS, but mainly it's not a BAS tool anymore to answer that question. Okay, guys. So with that being said, I'm going to move on to having a sip of this energy drink. I'm on one called Extra Josh, the local one here in the Philippines. So professional drinking halfway through a video. Right, I have a few questions from the Discord channel. So I'm going to answer them. I've literally copy and pasted them on there, on here, on a notepad. So let's crack on and get through them. I'm going to timestamp this video afterwards. So if you know the answers or you're not particularly interested, then you can skip through to any part of the video that really gets your interest up. Sorry, I'm just trying to read ahead of time. So, okay, hello, Dean. Hello, admin. I paid. Okay. So, the first question, I'm not going to say who they're from. I'm just going to read them out. So, regarding browser automation, which one do you prefer or recommend users to learn? First BAS, then Puppeteer, then Autoit, or which is the simplest to master? Okay, that's a good question. Um, the answer to that just depends on what you're trying to achieve. So let me explain. So BAS, okay, is great, of course, with all using it. Well, most people, if you're listening to this video, are using BAS. Um, However, BAS, Autoit, they're both for desktop applications, okay, which is all well and good. Now, if that's all you're trying to achieve, or that's good for you, then that's absolutely fine. Both BAS and Autoit 2 as standard are for Windows only. Okay. Now, if you're trying to build something that you can put into the cloud, if you're trying to put something that people can log into, okay, and people can access via, you upload to the server and people can access it via URL, then you're going to want to go onto the JavaScript. And Puppeteer is a Node.js um, But I'm just reading. I'm just trying to read ahead with the other questions to see if any of these are related, so I can nail it all in one. Okay, if you're trying to build something that people can access in the cloud, then you're going to want to learn JavaScript and Node.js. Puppeteer is in Node.js. Okay, so you can build your Puppeteer script locally and run it locally. That's no problem. But if you want other people to be able to use it, you've got two options. You can either learn something like Electron, which is a JavaScript framework that allows you to build app for desktops, like you've been doing with Bass or you've been doing with Autoit. I believe that um, Electron is multi-platform though, so you can, if you're Linux or you are Windows or Mac, you can use that. Or you can write your script and then install it onto a server and then have yourself or other people access it with a front end. Okay, so to answer your question, what would I do? It just depends on your goals. Are you trying to sell applications? Are these applications just for you? Yeah, what's your goals? What you be trying to achieve? If you're looking for speed and you're just trying to put something together for you to go and automate stuff, then I would use Bass and then followed by Autoit. Autoit is a scripting language. Okay, so you are going to need to learn to code, but the syntax for Autoit is very close to English. It's very straightforward. So, for instance, if I was going to learn, if I just wanted to build stuff for myself, okay, and I'm not selling it, then I would go Bass and then Autoit, I guess. Okay, but if I was trying to build an application for the that other people can access, then I would learn JS, JavaScript, and Node.js, which will allow you to access Puppeteer. Luckily for you guys, I'm on this channel going to I'm teaching all three, so Bass, Autoit, and JavaScript slash Node.js. Node.js isn't just to run stuff like Puppeteer too. You can use it to build. You can install websites. You can make websites with it, and there's a whole host of packages that you use Node.js libraries, I should say. That's all Puppeteer is a library that incorporates Node.js. Okay. Node.js is just a way to access stuff like the Chromium browser and stuff like that. You have access to all the stuff that comes with that. So it's not that I know it's not a direct answer, but my answer is it depends on what your goals are. Okay, if you're talking about what's the easiest to learn, then it's Bass or OIT and then JS slash Node. Okay, so I hope that helps in some kind of way. Is there anything else related to that? No. Okay, so I'm going to move on to two that are kind of related. Uh, Hello, Dean. Um, how can I sort desktop user agents from mobile with and someone else? I don't know if it's the same person. I've paid for the fingerprint switcher. How can I specify all all Chrome? Is that all except Chrome? Okay, so let's open up a project. Paranoid. Am I recording? Yes, I'm recording. All good? All good in the hood? Okay. When I'm recording, it's always slow to get the script. Okay, I'll stop moaning now. So let us get on to here and then go fingerprint switcher, then get fingerprint. Okay. So this is what you decide what the fingerprint switcher brings back. If you pick star, then that means anything, anyone. Okay. Now, if you want to select a particular item, then you can select more than one. Okay, and how you do that would be you could select, let's say, has to be Microsoft Windows, um, and then you would go just yeah, is it comma? Yeah, it's comma. Then you could type in Chrome. So that means that it's gonna have to be Windows and it's gonna be have to be Chrome. Okay, I think that's what you were asking. Um, okay, so let's just check that. I'm not sure if you meant accept. So let's check. Um, So star is any, yep, Microsoft Chrome. Okay, so yeah, that's how you do it. How do you? I'm not sure if you're asking if how do you select just Chrome or anything apart from Chrome. If you didn't want Chrome, then you could just choose a different browser. You could choose Safari, and then you could put in uh, anything, everything apart from Chrome. Okay, so just so Edge. I think you can do more than one. We're soon going to find out. Firefox. Yeah, so just put every single one in there apart from Chrome. If so, if you're trying to do any one apart from Chrome, put them all in apart from Chrome. If you want just Chrome, then just hit Chrome, and then in front of that, you could have Windows, and then you could have Chrome like that. Okay, I hope that helps. What was the other question regarding this? Hello, Dean. Anyone have or anyone? How do I sort desktop user agents from mobile? Well, when you use the fingerprint switcher, okay, it also does your user agent as well. Okay, so if you, I think this is from the same person, so I presume you have the fingerprint switcher. Okay, um, so if you just wanted desktop, then you would just do desktop. Simple as that. And if you want mobile, you would just do that. Now, if you're saying to me, "Oh, how do I have it optional?" then what you could do is that you could come out of here and then you could have a resource. Then you could have something like use mobile. Of course, you can call this what you want. I'm just doing this for speed's sake. Use mobile and put next and then have select. And then for options, I'm just going to put yes. And then I'm going to have this as a checkbox. I'm going to hit next. And then I'm going to finish up like that. Then I could come on to, it's going to save as I go. And then I could hit record. Have this checked as yes. Wait 10,000 years for this to load. And then once it has loaded, okay, so then what we could do is we could come to script logic and say if, and then we can say if use mobile is equal to, and then we can say yes. In other words, if that checkbox is checked, okay, then we can come back to our fingerprint switcher and say get fingerprint, and then we can just say mobile, okay, and then obviously you need the paid service to use this. So I think from what you've said, you have got the paid service. Okay. Then we could go mobile. Okay, and then else get fingerprint, and this one could be anything else. Or if you wanted particularly desktop, then desktop. Okay, and then you could obviously have the checkbox. Have an option for. Sorry, you could have it as a combo box, and then have an option to switch between these. Instead of using if else, you could have if and then mobile if desktop, depending on the combo option. Okay, so that's how I would do that. Let me just come off of here a minute. Bear with me, guys. Put some waiting music on. Goodness, it is slow. Right, load. What did I want to check on here? The next question, isn't it? No, no, you're not asking about the referrer. Okay, it's getting late. It's getting late. It's 3 a.m. here. I had to re-record this video. I did this yesterday, this video as well, but Wiley go bye. I don't know what happened there. So, okay. So I hope that answers your question there. So let's have a look at the next one. Um, Fingerprints. So when creating a bot, what is the best format to begin laying out the bot? Should work like schematic or sort or okay. So for me, if it's a simple project, then the only planning I do is on good old notepad and just write a couple of notes and get to it. That comes with experience, okay? Once you've created, my advice if you're starting out is watching tutorials like this one. Of course, grab my course. No. Is just build bots. Okay, it doesn't matter what they do. Just build it so you get used to everything. Try and use everything. Just build bots for the sake of building them. Okay, even if you're not gonna use them, just store them on your hard disk. You get an experience. Okay, so then when you come to building bots for real, for your own stuff or for client stuff or whatever the case that you're doing, then if they're simple bots, then I write some notes so I'm really clear on what I'm trying to achieve and just get down to it. If it's more complicated, then I'll write out the functions and use a mind map. There's type in free mind map software online, or you can get some paid ones, and then I draw out each function and what's included in there. That's only if you're using 1,000 blocks of code or whatever. So that will lead me on to my next point is for a short script, you just have it scrolling down here like you've probably done. But again, this is covered in the course. Is you if it's any bigger than say 100 blocks or something, then you should use functions. Now, a function is a way to have your code. There's multi reasons to have functions, but is to keep your code nice and clean so that, as the title suggests, you can have each function in its separate box. And also you can reuse functions so you don't have to keep on writing out, building the blocks for the same stuff over and over again. Okay. This covered in real detail in the course. So like you click main and you can hit the add button and then you can include a new function. So this could be scrape usernames. Okay, and then does it have a return value? I cover that in the course. Okay, and then you see it's separate. See, we've got our main script now, and then we've got our scrape username. So this can run. So let's just be stupid here. Okay, I am being stupid because I'm not even typing Google in properly. Okay. No, you don't want to execute and add. Why did you not add? Okay, that's better. So just pretend this has got lots of blocks of code in. So then you have your main function, and then you have um, other functions. Sorry, you have your main. So what you can do, again, I'm not going to go into great detail, but you can do what's called call a function. So you can call a function if it's going to be just a single thread, or you can call function in several threads. So call function, what function, great username. Hit OK, and then it's going to call a function at that point. So this could then be scraping all the usernames. Okay, and do you see that's just one block? So it will go into that block. Let me just show you. So you could come in here. Let's just run the script. So straight away it goes into that function, and it would run that function, and then at the end it would come back out, and it would be back in the main script. So you could, like I said, there's an option to call this in several threads. So this could be scraping usernames on a site. That's what that function does, and then you can have different functions to do something, other things. Now it gets deeper than that. You can have it so a function's running, and then other stuff is going on. So the function gets called, but the rest of the script keeps running. That is a lot. I mean, it's just more in depth. Bass now includes you can call function asynchronicity with. So in other words, you can be running a function and then the rest of the script can keep going. Covered in the course. But to answer your question, to go back to it, if you're talking about how I plan it, again, if it's a short script, I'll write some notes, and I've been using it long enough to kind of be able to just roll with it. Okay, and any problems that come up, just fix them. If it's more than a few hundred blocks of code or whatever the case, then I'll write out with a mind map each function I'll write out, or you can even use a Trello board. Okay, and then I will use functions to make the code nice and clean. Okay, and then so it's not just one huge block of 1,000 blocks and you get lost of where things are. Keep things in nice little functions, and it's just good practice. Yeah, hope that answers the question. Um, okay, so Max saw, uh, what code? Oh, what coding would should I learn while I wait for the BAS course? I think that was a little dig to hurry up with the course. Understand? It's here the weekend. Okay, what would I learn? I've covered that in the I covered that in the past question. If I was you, it just depends on what's your goals. Ask yourself what your goals is. Are you, if it's desktop applications and Windows is okay, then BAS, then Autoit. Um, Electron's good to learn as well. It's a JavaScript node framework, and you can build. Check it out. Just type in Electron JS, and you can build applications on the desktop. Like Discord uses Electron. Lots of applications that you use and have heard of use Electron. So you can build desktop applications, but also use Node, which means you get access to the Windows API, like the files. The computer's file system. You can use browsers like the Chronominium's built in and all that kind of thing. So you can build desktop applications like you're doing with BAS, but cross-platform, and you can do some really slick GUIs. If I was trying to build stuff for users, uh, server side, then you learn JS and Node. Okay, that's how I would do it anyway. What's more difficult? BAS is the easiest, of course. Learn BAS first because it teaches you good practice with programming. Most programming language uses logic like if statements, while. So by learning how that works and like asynchronicity, learning these kind of things and Jason, all these kind of things will carry you forward for the next stage. I'm talking about what's easiest now. So BAS, then something like a scripting language like Autoit, okay, is very easy to pick up, and you can build GUIs with that. It's more complicated than BAS. It's going to take you longer to learn, and building something else is going to be take longer, but it's a lot more lightweight. Okay, that hasn't got all the dependencies and all the kind of CPU usage and RAM usage that a framework that BAS is going to have attached to it. Okay, then I would also be learning JavaScript. You can build websites, of course, with JavaScript, HTML, sorry, JavaScript, but also that then leads the way to learn Node, and JavaScript and Node together means you can build everything. The reason why I'm doing this is so you can do anything. What I mean by that is I'm teaching BAS, then Autoit, then JavaScript slash Node, so that with that you'll be able to use Puppeteer, you'll be able to use Electron. So between that, BAS and Autoit, there's nothing that you can't build. Absolutely nothing. That's why I'm taking people down that rabbit hole, so to speak. So by the end of it, and you've learned all three of them, there's nothing. A website, okay, you can build it. I want to build something in the cloud that people can log into and use the application there. Cool, no problem. You can do it with JavaScript and Node.js. Okay, I want to build something for the desktop, but I want it to work on Mac. Okay, Electron. I want to build something really quickly. It's just for me. Okay, BAS. So I want you to be able to be literally be able to do all that, and then you're good to go with anything. There's nothing that you can't build then, and then you can buy me a beer. Cool. Someone's put hello admin. Kindly help me. Well, have you what? You got a drug issue? Need someone to talk to? I'm not sure what that means. Oh, sorry. Okay, it's I put it on multiple lines. I'm the one that needs help. I need to learn how to read. Okay. Hello admin. Kindly help me. I'm making a resource. I'm making a resource. Okay. Your first language is in English. That's fine. Let me see if I can resource. If I select Oxford School intro, make visible. Oh, okay, okay. Question number one. I get it. Okay. So you're asking, how do I make a resource visible? Okay. Okay. Ah, okay. So you want to make a resource visible in the GUI dependent on if someone selected something. Okay. Let's do that. Let's have a go at that. Let's get rid of this. How you can do that is, let's just say that you have a resource. We'll just call it my list, okay? You mentioned something about directory resource, so I'm going to make it a directory. So I hope that's more helpful. And then, yep, just going to finish that up. Okay. Have I done this the right way round? No. Dean, shut up. Okay, let's start again. Let's do it so it's in the correct order. You don't have to do it this way. It just makes more logical sense. So, um, what should we call this? Uh, view option. Okay. So view options. Okay. Press next, and we'll have this as select again, and then we will change this to check again, and then put yes, just to keep it simple. Okay. And finish up. So we have a checkbox, view options. Now let's make that resource. You mentioned dictionary. I think you mean directory and list of schools. My list of. Let me just read that one more time. Um, are you saying Oxford? Okay, so I hope this is helpful. Okay, I get the gist of what you're trying to say. So my list of schools. Okay, oops. My list of schools spelled wrong. And then we'll say this is files from directory because you mentioned that. Okay, and then next, next. Okay, this is where you want to get into it. So before you put finish, you'll see that there's an option here. Use set visible condition. So set visible condition, add a resource name, view options. Okay, so if view options, which is our checkbox, is yes. Okay, so if we've checked that checkbox, then make the the list visible, which you'll see in a second. So it'll make some actual sense. So if we hit I'm just going to save. If I hit record now, now view options. If I check it, do you see my list of schools now becomes visible? If I uncheck it, it's not visible. And this can be done for any resource. I just use this one. It could be a list. It could be a directory. It could be whatever the case. Okay, and that's how you make things hidden and unhidden depending on what you're trying to accomplish. Okay, so next question. How do I create a list of 1 to 100 in Bass? Only see create random list. I can't find series of numbers. I don't understand the question, to be honest. Um, I will message you on Discord to get a clearer overview of what you're trying to ask. How do I create a list of 1 to 100 in Bass? I only can see create random list. Um, I mean, when you create a list, you don't need to assess, decide how many items are in that list to start with, if that's what you mean. If you're already on, you can put stuff that's in a resource. So say you had a resource of URLs. Okay, you can go resource and then you can resource the list, and then you would decide what the resource is here, then name the list and press OK, and then that resource would go into a list, and then you don't have to worry about the numbers. It will just put every line into a list for you. Or if you're talking about lists, you can just create a list and then new list. You don't have to specify how many how many gaps are in there. It's just a blank list. You can pick a random value. Yeah, I'm to be honest, I'm not quite sure what the question is. I'm just trying to pick at the question, and hopefully that's that kind of answers something for you. But I'll clarify with you, and I will answer it in the next question. You can choose a sub part of the list. So if you had 100 on there, you're saying you can only pick random. What if I wanted a certain section? Well, if you wanted between 0, which is the first item on the list, in programming you always start at 0, you could do a sub list and then you pick your list and put it in here. So new list. So I want from the first item to the 100th. And what do you want to call that new list? So if I said new sub list, that would mean it's going to take between the first and the 0 to 100 on that list and put it into a new list. Okay. So between what I've just said, hopefully that covers your question and answers it. Hopefully. Okay. Have we got anything else? I'm a premium user. How to use the scheduler. I can't actually show you the scheduler in this form, only on a compiled bot. But that's a lie. I can show you here. I forgot. I'm supposed to be an expert with Bass. Okay, right. So first of all, let me show you. If you're building a bot and you hit compile, you need to have the paid version of Bass to be able to do this. But you can simply put integrate scheduler, and the scheduler will be attached. And then when the person or yourself runs the Bass program, then they'll be given an option to run the script or to use the scheduler. So there's me saying you can only do it on a compiled version. Okay, this is how you use the scheduler. So you put add, and then you name the task. So task test one, we'll just call it. Next. Now this is going to be difficult to show you because there's nothing in this script. Okay, this is going to be difficult because we don't actually have anything in here. Okay, so let's just pretend that this is a script that you've compiled and you've pressed to use. Now, what you do, you just press to use the scheduler. You give the schedule a name, and then you can decide what you would do. This screen, the first screen that would be up, would be the exact same as if you were running the script um, by itself. Okay, is if you just press the run button and you were going to run. So here you would select all your options as if you were running the script. How many threads to run? Insert your email list or what you want to scrape. So it's if you were just running the bot. That's the only part that's missing that I can't show you right now. So then you'd in other words, you'd set up your bot as if you would, as if you're running it normally. But this is where the scheduler checks in. You decide when that runs. So you'd set up your bot, then you would pick, so say start every hour, or you can. There's many options. You can run with a probability, so like 50% chance of running that hour, that bot at that time. So you can really make it human-like. It's really good. Start every day, and so on. Subsequential, run out and give it a certain time. It's really good. So, like I said, you can put it so there's a percentage chance. So on that hour, there's like a 50% chance of running, etc. So once that's set up, then you would just again, I can't show you um, now because I haven't got a thing set up. But then you just hit OK, and it would run at that particular time that you set up, and then you could do it again. Okay, another task, and then call this test 2. Okay, this is really good if you're running client stuff as well, so you can have different projects run at a different time. Or this is really good as well if you want to run one set of accounts to do a certain task and then a separate set of accounts to do a separate task. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Again, without promoting too much, covered in the new course in detail. I can't show you everything because I haven't got the setup for it here, but I hope that's helped in some way. Basically, you run the scheduler instead of run now. You set this window would just be the same as if you were setting up your bot to run, like selecting your options. Then you'd hit next. Then you set up the time to run the bot, and then finally, it will be you set up the time, and then you schedule it to run, and then you can set up as many schedules as you want. So this is good for, like I said, if you want to run certain accounts at a certain time, or it's really good just say you've got some clients and you're a follow. Let's just say a follower bot on Twitter. Then for each client, you could have a schedule, say every hour to follow, and then client one would have a different list from client two, obviously a different niche, different accounts to follow. So you could have it all set up and just run on autopilot. So it's really good. So you can sit back and have a coffee. That is it, guys. That is the questions I have here. I hope that. Wait a minute. Is there any more? No, that's it for now. I'm a bit unprepared for this because I already recorded the video yesterday and it went computer went beep bop bop boop, and I don't know what happened to the video. So I hope that I've answered them. Um, I should have been a bit prepared. Like I said, I've already done the video and it was the same questions. But I'm getting old. I'm turning 40 this year, so my memory's not as good as it once was when I was a little whippersnapper in my 20s. So yeah, I hope somewhere you found some value. Again, please, if you found any of this is value, please press the like, subscribe, hit the mother trucking trailer, hit the bell icon so you get notified of new videos. Join the Discord channel and all that good stuff. If you want to hear about new products, services, and courses, just put your name on the list. There's a link in the description to join the bot empire as a user, and then you'll be notified. Don't worry, I only message you when there's new product or service out or new course. So yeah, thanks a lot for listening, guys, and I'll catch you in the. Oh yeah, and join the Discord channel. Make sure you come and say hello. Okay, guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.